What's up guys, it's your girl Brianna aka Mini Marley, and in today's Get Ready With Me, I'm going to be showing you guys the details on two looks that you guys have been requesting like crazy. The first are these two cute buns that I have. I had it on my Snapchat and you guys were requesting it non-stop, even though it's so super simple and easy. So I'm going to give it to you anyway. I got you covered, girl. And the second is this nice glowy orange makeup look, which I have been in love with for this summer. Orange is just a color that looks good on pretty much anyone. So if you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with the hair. I just have a couple scrunchies in just to stretch my hair a little bit so that the puffs are nice and full. And I always use the banding method whenever I want to stretch my hair. It's the best way to do something that's really low heat and not damaging to your hair while also getting the stretch that you need. Now, since I was wearing my hair like this before, I already kind of have a part going, but I'm just gonna go ahead and clean that up using my tail comb. So now that I have my part done, I'm just gonna go ahead and section this side off and start working on this one. So even though I'm just doing this quick style, I like to keep my hair moisturized. So I'm taking a little bit of castor oil and a little bit of my Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. I'm gonna mix the two together and then add it to this section to make sure that it's nice and moisturized and my hair is taken care of underneath these puffs. Just mix that up. Add that in here. I especially like to put it on my edges since I always slick them down. I want to make sure that they're nice and healthy. Now I'm going to be using my boar bristle brush to go ahead and slick down my hair. So I like to use a little bit of water whenever I do that, just so that my hair isn't as coarse and it's a little bit nicer and smoother and my brush isn't, ripping it out. So I'm just going to spray this on my hands actually, just a little bit because I don't want too much water. And I'm just going to rub that on here just to kind of moisten it up. So now I am ready for gel. I'm going in with a large amount of my Eco Styler and I'm just gonna smooth that over my hair. And I'm only smoothing the gel over the base of my puff, not on the ends, just on the base. And I'm just gonna put this right here just to help me keep that out of the way while I slick down my edges. And then I'm going to leave this rubber band in while I go ahead and secure it with a new one. You can go ahead and take this scrunchie out. So this section is a little bit too puffy for my liking and I want it to be a little bit more smooth, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bobby pin that down. Now that both of my puffs are in, it's time to work on the edges a little bit. So I'm just taking my toothbrush and I'm gonna go ahead and start slicking those down. So once everything is looking exactly how you want it, we have to go in with our scarf, my trusty cheetah print scarf, and tie it down while we're doing our makeup to make sure that the edges stay laid all day. That is a major key. I don't like edge controls and anything like that. I think if you use a nice gel like Eco Styler, slick on the edges and then tie them down until that gel really dries and sets, that is the best way to keep your edges all day long. The hair is complete. Now let's jump into this face. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start by priming my face, and I'm using this Maybelline New Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. I actually picked this up in Cape Town when I ran out of my primer, and it's a really great drugstore primer for just mattifying your skin and getting rid of the appearance of pores. Now it's time to jump into brows. I went ahead and plucked my brows earlier today to get them nice and cleaned up like I always do, and now I'm jumping into this Morphe palette, which I have been loving. This palette comes with a lot of different shades and it's pretty affordable, so check this out if you're looking for something to fill in your brows naturally without using a creamy product. Now that the brows have been filled in, I'm going in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer Palette, and I'm using this to go ahead and outline the brows a little bit, clean them up, and get them looking nice and sharp. And I like to take a little bit of a lighter shade and put that right underneath the brow bone. Then I'm going into this darker shade, and I'm going to use that to outline the top so that it's not too light and bright. The next thing I'm gonna do is go in with my trusty Black Up concealer, and this stuff is so great. It's really nice and thick, and as you can see, I use it all the time because it's already pretty much done. But I'm just gonna use this to cover all of my dark marks so that I don't have to apply layers and layers of foundation. And on areas where you want to really get a lot of coverage, you can just pat the foundation in instead of smoothing it over. Just go ahead and pat it in so that you get nice full coverage. Okay, so at this point, most of our dark marks are hidden, and it's time to move on to foundation. So I am still using my MAC Studio Fix Fluid in the color NC40. I lied, NC50. If you guys have any other foundations that you really want me to try out, let me know in the comments below, because I definitely want to try out some new foundations for you guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this for now, and I'm just doing 2 pumps of this, and that should be enough to cover my entire face because I've already hidden all of my blemishes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this brush with a little bit of my MAC Fix Plus just to get this product moving on my face. And I have been loving using dense flat top brushes like this for foundation lately. They just give you such full coverage and really help you to pack on your foundation. Okay, so foundation is on, and now it's time to highlight. I'm using these 2 concealer colors from MAC, and this is their mineralized concealer, and I'm using the colors NC42 and NC45. NC42 is pretty light, so I'm just using a little bit of the NC45 to go ahead and darken it up a bit. And this is an NC45. Just a bit of that. Now I'm taking a really damp sponge and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. So now we are going to even this out a little bit more and bring some definition to our face with contour. And I'm going to be using the Match Master Concealer in the color 9.0, also by MAC. So I'm just putting a little on the cheeks, on the forehead, down the nose, and I like to bring it here as well to really slim down the face, honey. And lately for my contour, I've been using this brush. It's another type of dense brush, but it's kind of angled, so it gives me that perfect contour. And as you can see, I'm kind of pressing that in right in this hollow of my cheek. And I like to go over this area where my contour meets my highlight to make sure everything's nicely blended together. Now I'm just going back in with the sponge that I used for my highlight, just to make sure that everything is nice and blended together. I almost forgot to blend out my nose. I like to use my finger for this. So for my highlighted areas, I'm going to go in with my good old Sacha Buttercup powder to set under my eyes, my forehead, my chin, all of those highlighted areas. And then for my contour, I'm going to set it using this Ofra powder. This is an acne treatment loose mineral powder, which is great if you suffer from acne and you want something that's not going to be too harsh on your skin. And this color is just perfect for setting my contour. Now I'm going to take this fluffy brush and go into my L'Oreal True Match powder. Just add a little bit to that brush and use that to dust off my highlight and make sure that everything is nicely blended together. So I've already completed one eye off camera. This is what it looks like. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one for you guys. So for this eye, I'm using one palette and it's this Morphe 350 palette. This is the matte one that everybody pretty much already knows about. And it has so many beautiful neutral shades and oranges, which I love. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this shade, which I'll be using for my transition color. And then I'm gonna go into the oranges. So I'm starting with this color, a nice deep orange, and I'm gonna blend that right into the outer corner. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that and continue building it up. Now I want to deepen my crease up a bit, so I'm just taking this super flat brush and I'm just going in to this shade right here and this one right here. And these are dark burnt reds that almost look like a brown, but they have a nice red undertone. And I'm putting that directly into the crease. I'm going back into my fluffy brush and picking up these lighter orange shades. And I'm gonna use that right on top of the darker orange just to kind of brighten it up a bit, and I'm taking that into the crease as well. Just blending everything out. Taking this more dense fluffy brush and I'm going right back into this orange, packing a lot of that on my brush, and then I'm gonna start packing it right on my lid. And I'm taking that all the way to the inner corner and packing it on the lid, but don't go too high up with this color, just right on the lid. Go back in with your fluffy brush that still has some product on it and just blend the edges of this. It's gonna go back and forth between the orange and that color and just keep blending them together. Now for that nice inner corner highlight, I'm going into my Anastasia Glow Kit. And this is the sun dipped one, and I'm using this color right here, which is Summer. And I'm just gonna add this right into my inner corner. Now I'm just gonna go back into the colors that I used on the lid and smoke out my lower lash line. Now it's time for lashes, and I'm using these Lily lashes in the style Sapphire. I went ahead and cut them a little bit and customized them, so now I'm just letting them dry, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply these. Okay, so my lashes are on. What a struggle. Does anybody else struggle with lashes? I don't wear them often, and it's just so hard to put on. Anyway, now it's time for the liner, and I'm just gonna go in with my Tarteist liner and the little liner brush that came in it, and I'm just gonna line my eyes. So now that my liner's done, I'm gonna go in with my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash and just add that to the base of my lashes, and especially on the inner corner, and then my lower lashes. For today's blush, I'm using this NYX one. It's called Feel the Heat, and look at it. So pretty and orangey, which goes perfect with the look that I'm using today. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this on my blush brush, and I'm gonna put that right on my cheeks. This blush is really nice and pigmented. And then I want a nice golden glow to go with this look. So for my highlight, I'm gonna be using the Betty Luminizer. So to apply this highlight, I'm gonna be using my fan brush, but first I'm gonna spray my face with MAC Fix Plus because I love to apply my highlight when my face is nice and wet and dewy. So let's go ahead and set this face with Fix Plus. So before this completely dries, I'm just going in with my fan brush and I'm gonna glow up the cheeks. On the nose, Cupid's bow, and right here. And I also almost forgot that I used this summer color right here in the glow kit to kind of highlight the brow. So now it's time for lips. I've already exfoliated mine off camera, and then I added a little bit of this lip balm so that they are nice and moisturized. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take my liner from MAC. This is a brown liner in the color Bittersweet. This is a great color if you have more dark lips like I do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line those. And now that my lips are lined, I'm gonna go in with this color by Lime Crime. It's kind of like a pumpkin-y orange color in the color, oh, pumpkin. So I really didn't do that on purpose, I promise. That would have been so corny. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this liquid lipstick all over the lips. Now I'm gonna go back in with my Bittersweet liner and just kind of shade in the outer edges of my lips a little. Okay, so our face is finished and it's time to reveal these edges. Nice and laid. This is the final look. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that tutorial and like the finished look. This is definitely a look for the summer for me, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. Peace out, and like this video if you want to see more get ready with me's and makeup tutorials like this one. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, then please click the subscribe button below. Subscribe. I want you guys to become part of the family. Okay? Peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.